there, welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week June 3rd to June 9th, 2011. In comic book news, bleedingcool.com claimed to have received leaked images of the upcoming redesigns for Superman, Supergirl and Superboy, which DC Comics are set to announce full details on very soon. The Superman image is the cover to Superman #1, which they speculate will be written and drawn by George Perez. There's speculation about Grant Morrison writing Action Comics with art by Rags Morales. The cover image for Supergirl #1, which they claim will be written by Michael Green and Mike Johnson, shows a very different Supergirl design, while Superboy's cover image appears to show the Teen of Steel hooked up to equipment that seems to be attaching costume parts to him. Stay tuned for the official announcement from DC Comics about these books very soon. We did get details from DC Comics on the new look Teen Titans and other young super teams. Teen Titans #1 by Scott Lobdell and artist Brett Booth and Norman Ratman will debut in September. IO9.com interviewed DC co-publishers Dan Didio and Jim Lee, with Didio saying, "All of these characters have history with the DC Universe that existed before the team is built, but it might just be slightly different." Superman comic books we reviewed this week included Superboy #8, which was reviewed by Adam DeChannel, who called it an expertly weaved story, and he gave it a 4 out of 5 rating. While Jeffrey Taylor's review for DC Universe Online Legends #9 is running a bit late, look for it on the website soon. Superman comic books shipping this week from June 8th include Titans #36, features the JLA, and Superman Chronicles Volume 9 trade paperback. In movie news, the Superman Motion Picture Anthology Blu-ray collection is now available. I posted my complete review of this box set on the website, which is without a doubt a must-have for any Superman fan with a Blu-ray player. Now, if you don't have a Blu-ray player, then like me, this might just be the collection that forces the issue for you. You won't be sorry that you added this 8-disc box set to your collection. MTV.com published an interview with Richard Donner, who talks about Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, his thoughts on Zod and Henry Cavill in the upcoming Man of Steel movie. In regards to Cavill, he said, "It's going to be really tough on this guy, but he's a wonderful actor and has a great director working with him. I think they'll do a sensational job because I truly believe their dedication to the product is honest." Richard Donner also spoke on video with TheWrap.com. In the UK, to promote the DVD and Blu-ray release of his film 5 Days of War, Dean Cain also praised Henry Cavill to the media, saying, "It's a tough role. I think he's going to do fantastically. He's a very good actor. You never know what you're going to get into. It's a big role. It's an iconic role. I wish him luck." Well, we're pretty light on TV news this time around, with no more Smallville and no Young Justice episodes coming up. But Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes from the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. You can check out his review of the Season 5 episode The Stolen Elephant, in which two crooks kidnap a circus elephant and hide it in an impoverished family's barn where a kid thinks it's his birthday gift. In other news, a new attraction, the Metropolis Walk of Heroes, is scheduled to be unveiled on June 10th during the 33rd annual Superman celebration. This future walkway will showcase individuals who have ties to the two characters that have become landmarks in Metropolis, Superman and Lois Lane. The project calls for the familiar diamond-shaped bronze shields to be set into the sidewalks along Market Street from Superman Square to 8th Street. By the way, look for our complete coverage of the Superman celebration over the next few days. Sony Online Entertainment released the Game 3 update for DC Universe Online, the MMO role-playing game. Update 3 centers around Ra's al Ghul, but Superman fans will get to help the Man of Steel defend the Fortress of Solitude in the upcoming game Update 4. Game director Mark Anderson told IGN.com, "If you're into all things Kryptonian, I think you'll be very pleased with not only Game Update 4, but also the next few updates." Mattel revealed the upcoming release of the Superboy Young Justice action figure. The cloning tank includes Superboy plus 3 telepathic Genomorph gnomes, and with the press of a button, the inside of the cloning tank lights emitting a blue glow. The figure will be available during the San Diego Comic-Con and will then be available to order online via mattycollector.com on August 1st. Fans attending the Hero Complex Film Festival this weekend will be able to get their photo taken with the life-size statue of Superman in the likeness of Christopher Reeve, which was sculpted by British artist Mike Hill. The 42-year-old sculptor said, "I made this piece to remind me of my youth. As adults, we forget the magic moments that forged our childhood dreams." Licensing.biz reports that Warner Bros. Consumer Products has revealed its 3-year plan to take advantage of its superhero properties. Bruno Schwabthaler said, We will be investing significant resources in further developing the iconic Batman and Superman franchises, while also strategically introducing some of the other key characters from the huge and largely untapped DC portfolio, starting with Green Lantern. That's all the Superman news there was for the week June 3rd to June 9th. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Young Jimmy grew up to look exactly like his brother.
Your brother left
Name wasn't even
for me to
Jimmy.
kill Olsen. I know you're up to this.
Michael McKean. He went into the voiceover booth. Lex Luthor elected president. There he is.
That's right, the Olsen boys are twins, just so that Aaron Ashmore could come back and reprise, well, actually he's playing yet another completely different role. And this is really just another way for the writers to fix something that the fans were unhappy about, that they never should have done in the first place. They make these promises, no tights, no flights. They make other promises like, a main character will die, and then they have to stick to it, or they feel like they do, so they kill off the one that they called Jimmy Olsen. And I will never believe that he wasn't Jimmy Olsen, or that this new kid, the brother, is really the Jimmy Olsen. I mean, they made an older Jimmy Olsen. We were all upset about that. Then they killed him off. We were all upset about that. Now they have this new kid who looks exactly like Jimmy, acts exactly like Jimmy, wears the bow tie. And again, it was really just silly. Hey, by the way, I really liked it when we found out the original Jimmy was actually just a kid back in Smallville who leached his powers off of Clark. That was my favorite.
It's a good stand.
Now, the complete ending where the Superman John Williams music is playing and Clark whips off the glasses and makes his stance on the roof and then tears open the shirt was real cool. Too little too late in my opinion, and a big rush job toward the end. So in wrap up, I gotta say that over 10 years Smallville has been hit or miss, mostly miss, bad writing, poor plotting, plot holes left and right, mischaracterization of famous, well-known characters, and then mischaracterization of characters that they themselves created, doing things that, based on everything they've shown us, they would never do. The hero, in my opinion, this show was never actually a show about a kid who would become Superman. It was just a run-of-the-mill WB show about shippy-ship relationship stuff, will they, won't they stuff, kids in showers together, kids in high school doing things that only their older counterparts in life should be doing, but they did it for the 14-year-olds who were watching, their primary audience on the WB, and they used Superman character names, but not actually any of their personalities. Clark didn't even want the powers, as Lex says in this episode. Clark whined about it the entire time, and now that we're at the finale, suddenly they rush everything forward, but only in the last 10 minutes. Don't use the whole 2 hours to show a transformation, a gradual move toward it, and don't use the whole 10 years to do it. Make it 10 years about shippy stuff and whining and crying, and I don't want to be a hero, and I hate my powers, and I hate my life, and then in the last 10 minutes of the 10 years of the last show ever to be made, show him become Superman just out of the blue. So for me, I enjoyed it. It was like a guilty pleasure. For a lot of people, reality shows or Desperate Housewives or those kind of things are guilty pleasures. For me, watching Smallville was a guilty pleasure. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed some of the small Superman tidbits they had in there, but I can only see it as an alternate take on a possible different Superman, not the Superman that most of us relish and love. And just for all you guys who talk about how longest running sci-fi show, longest running Superman show, most popular Superman show, this and that, the only reason, once again, that it was alive as long as it was because it was on the CW, where 2 million viewers is considered major. If it was on any other network, it would have been canceled in the first season. 8 million, which was the season high and the series high, and only happened in the first season, is small numbers for any normal network. So this show would not have been on for 10 years and only was because less than 2 million viewers, 1.8 or something, which was probably the average for this final year, is acceptable. It's not acceptable anywhere else. Oh well. We do have Man of Steel to look forward to. The comics are still out there. We've got cartoons coming, I'm sure of it. So remember, look up in the sky.